Can a letter change your life before it's even written? This story holds a great moral you'll discover at the end. In the cupboard of an old stationery shop lived a blank letter named Zula, with golden edges, a scent of vanilla, and a deep desire to be written. Around her, other letters told stories of love, adventures, and farewells. Zula, however, remained untouched. No ink, no voice, no purpose. "Maybe I have nothing important to say," she whispered each night, watching others get chosen, signed, sealed, and sent out into the world. One day, a mischievous wind slipped through the crack in the door and scattered everything on the counter. Zula fell to the floor, sliding between envelopes and ink. There she met Tin, a broken pen that had lost its ink, but not its wit. "Have you ever thought you could write yourself?" he said. Zula laughed. "A letter that writes itself? That sounds impossible." But Tin, with a sparkling voice, replied, "Impossible things are just stories that haven't dared to be told yet." That night, while everyone slept, Zula and Tin dove into the madness. They tried writing words with dewdrops and pigment from dust. They started with a line, "Dear world, I have something to say, though I don't yet know what it is." The ink was faint, but the words pulsed. With each phrase written, Zula felt her paper tremble. She was beginning to have a story, emotion, life. But something was still missing. The letter was beautiful, but incomplete. Zula felt the ending had to be special, something that couldn't be erased. Tin suggested they search for inspiration in the outside world. So they waited for dawn and rolled out of the stationery shop. They rolled through streets, jumped across puddles, hid from the rain under forgotten umbrellas, and listened to laughter, whispers, and songs. In a park, they saw a girl named Lua, sitting alone on a bench, hugging an old scarf and softly crying. Zula approached, trembling. The wind nudged her to the girl's feet. Lua picked her up and smiled faintly. "What's this?" she murmured. Seeing the handwritten words in shaky ink, Lua read aloud, "Dear world, I have something to say, though I don't yet know what it is." Suddenly, Lua searched her backpack for a pen, but it was dry. And just then, Tin rolled in front of her, as if he knew it was his moment. Lua picked up the broken pen, shook it, and to everyone's surprise, a drop of blue ink fell. It was enough for one sentence. With a steady hand, Lua wrote, "Thank you for finding me. Today, I learned I'm not alone." And she signed it with a small heart drawing. In that moment, Zula knew her story was complete. Not because someone wrote it, but because she had arrived where she was meant to be. Lua folded the letter carefully and tucked it into her scarf. She carried it with her day after day, like a sweet secret, like a paper hug. Weeks passed, and one day, Lua left it on another bench in the park with a note. "If you need hope, this letter is for you." And so, Zula began an endless journey. She was read by a lonely old man, a florist without customers, a boy afraid to sleep. Each one added something, a word, a drawing, a new line, and Zula transformed, growing with every reader, never losing her soul. But one afternoon, as she flew in a postman's hands, a gust of wind swept her into the branches of an old tree. There she got stuck. She waited days, nights, moons, thinking her story had ended among real leaves. Until a curious crow found her, read her, and with unusual tenderness, carried her in its beak to a distant school. A teacher found her on her desk. She read it, cried, and placed it on the classroom wall under a sign that said, "Words that heal." Since then, Zula never traveled again. But every day, new children read her, learned from her, and wrote their own version aloud. Tin, though inkless, was framed beside her, because sometimes those without strength are the ones who awaken the greatest stories. Moral: sometimes the most important words haven't been written yet. They're just waiting for someone brave enough to begin them. See you very soon with more magical tales that will make your imagination soar and touch your heart with every adventure.